I like crashing waves, but I wanna see them at first light after a long night.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're making healthy brownies, and the secret ingredient is black beans. So have some fun and tell your friends that they're just regular brownies. See if they actually like them. I bet they do. I've done this a couple times with my friends and I won't tell them anything, and then I'll be like, yeah, actually those brownies are pretty healthy. They still have a little bit of sugar because we're going to be using Enjoy Life chocolate chips, and while they are vegan, gluten-free, and nut-free, they still do have refined sugar in them. But overall, there's not a lot of sugar in this whole recipe. So if you guys are ready, let's start. Alright guys, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick these black beans in the food processor or blender. Right now I'm using a Ninja blender. Okay, so now the black beans are in the blender. We're also going to add the Enjoy Life mini chocolate chips. And so I'm going to blend this all up, and then I'm going to add some cocoa powder to that. So the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this flaxseed and we're going to add water to it to create a flax egg. So for those of you that don't know, this is in place of an egg, so this is going to make our recipe vegan. So what you try to do is when you're making a vegan egg, you want to have this sitting while you are making everything else so that it combines with the water and expands. So I've gone through and I've started to blend together the black beans and the chocolate chips, but as you can see it's pretty dry. So I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, stir it together, and keep blending. Alrighty, so now that that has blended up a little bit more, we're going to take this cocoa powder and we're going to mix that in. And I wanted to let you guys know that with black beans, you should, if you get them by the can, you should drain and rinse them because the water in there is not very nice. So we're going to go in with that, and I'm going to blend that together real quick off camera so you guys don't have to hear that mess. Alrighty guys, so that has been done. So now what we're going to do is just add the rest of the ingredients, and then we're going to let that go. So the next thing to do is we're going to add this applesauce. And so I get these little cups, they're unsweetened. And so we're going to pour that right in. And then we're going to get this flax egg in. So as you guys can see, it's been set together pretty well. So I'm going to pour that in. See how it kind of gelatizes? Is that a word? Turns into a gelatin form where it all kind of just sticks together, slides right out. So now I'm going to put a little bit of baking powder in. I'm going to do So I'm going to do 2 of these, and that's just 1/8 of a teaspoon. And now I usually just use a sea salt grinder, and so I'm going to do that a few times. The sweet spot is usually 3. And then I'm going to put in a teaspoon of vanilla, but the thing is, mine's almost out, so I'm just going to pour the rest that I have in. And now I'm going to do 1 more tablespoon of maple syrup. And blend that all together. Okay, so now I'm going to put parchment paper on this because I don't really like putting oil down or cleaning pans because I'm a little bit lazy. So we're just going to do this. So since it's usually longer than it is wide, you try to just press it down into the pan, and then I'm going to cut off the excess. For those of you that aren't bakers, brownies bake for like 30 minutes, cookies bake for 10 minutes. Okay, now it is time to pour in the batter. It's pretty funny that this batter ends up being like this weird dark brown. And when we pour in some chocolate chips, they'll be like the nice like chocolate color, and this one's just kind of like, it's a little dark. Mine's this dark because my cocoa powder is actually cacao powder, so it's like the most pure form of chocolate. I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me, but it's less processed, I believe, than cocoa powder. Or it's just done differently. Maybe cacao powder is without the beans being roasted and cocoa powder is after. I do not know. But it just means that my color's a little darker. So before I spread that around the pan, I'm gonna add more chocolate chips to it because I like chocolate chip brownies. Hey.
Hi. Are you filming?
Yeah. My roommate just walked in. So yeah, just make sure to get the batter around all the edges and kind of fold in the chocolate chips if they get pushed to one side. We're making healthy brownies. Made out of black beans.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is your first attempt.
I've made them in the past, but this is a new recipe. So we will see how they turn out. So we just popped those bad boys in the oven, and now we're going to start a timer for 30 minutes and check them then. Okay, so to find out whether these brownies are done, I'm going to grab them out of the oven and then test them with a skewer stick. You can use a toothpick if you have them. So you can see here that they are not done. I'll show you guys. So the way you can tell is, see when you dip it in, there's still batter there. So we want that to be clean if you don't hit any chocolate chips, so try to avoid those. So we're gonna stick this back in for a couple minutes. Alright, they are straight out of the oven now. Look how good they look. So like I was saying, the batter is pretty dark, and then you see the little chocolate chips, so just like a nice like orangey chocolate color. So I'm going to let these cool for a few minutes, and then I'm going to show you what they look like. Alright guys, so here is the final thing. I topped mine with coconut flakes and pecans, and I'm going to try it. Super, super gooey. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. So if you make these, please tag me on Instagram or YouTube or wherever, and let me know how you like them. They're super chocolatey, super good, and a little bit addictive. So I'll see you next time.